Really hope this works. Alright. So I was just watching a video of Hamza's and he said this line, um, the food that you eat determines the he said like the food that you eat determines the choices you make. And he just like gave a little story of his where even though when he was on his monk mode, there was a time, for example, once in a week or once in 2 weeks, he used to just like order things like McDonald's or Subway. And usually in this monk mode, he was like always watching educational videos. Like every meal, he was just sitting at his desk. And when he ordered this Subway and McDonald's, he used to go up, he used to like take his plate, go up to his room, and like he used to go on YouTube and he used to watch some degenerate kind of content, some entertaining kind of content. Basically, it wasn't educational. And right after he finished his food, which is like the McDonald's burger or the Subway sandwich, he just closed the browser and went back to his usual monk mode routine. And I just want to relate the story to something that happened literally yesterday. So here's the story, and it obviously ties into the lesson. So yeah, here's the story. So yesterday, I usually like eat my breakfast or lunch, and around noon I just go and do like university tasks. But yesterday around that time I had a driving class, and after that driving class I went back to university, and I was kind of tired, and I have an exam test midterm coming up in 3 days, so I had to study for that. And I reached university, logged on in the library, and like I just didn't feel like working. And by this time I hadn't eaten much. Like I had only eaten eggs, just eggs. Like usually you eat eggs with bread and all that, but ever since I've gotten on my diet, which I'll like explain further in the video. Ever since I've gotten on my diet, I only eat eggs like with a fork, right? So like it keeps my body like if you just eat carbs, my brain slows down. So that's why I don't eat bread. So by this time I'd only eaten eggs, and I'd gone to the driving class, and like I was a bit tired, but then I came back and my brain just wasn't working. And I don't think this relates to that. This part of the story doesn't relate to the diet. It relates to the fact that I don't like university. I find university very unfulfilling, and I wanted to drop out a year back, but I couldn't because of legal reasons. But I still like pushed through. So there were like 5 lectures I needed to do. I did the first lecture, and I'm like, oh, there are 50 slides. I'm like, I can't be bothered to do this. And then at the end of the first lecture, I'm like, okay, if I do 3 lectures in this like session, then I will like treat myself with something unhealthy. And like I didn't tell that to myself like, oh, I'll treat myself with something unhealthy. I just told myself I'll eat this if I do 3 lectures. And then I got a boost of motivation, and I'm like, okay, let's do this, let's do this. And I got through the second lecture, and I was even more drained, and like I was like so fucking like tired. Like I was literally fidgeting in my chair. I'm like, I can't be bothered to do this. Like it's so like university and the school system is so fucking like unfulfilling, man. Either way, I finished my second lecture, and I'm so drained, and I'm like, fuck, like I can't do anymore. And I saw my third lecture, and the third lecture had like a bigger concept, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just do this tomorrow. I go downstairs, get out of the university, and I'm like, okay, now's the treat I promised. I go to this place called Osmos, which, by the way, I'm in Canada, in Toronto. So there's this place called Osmos, which is like a Mediterranean, not Middle Eastern cuisine, I think Egyptian or something. Where basically you get shawarma and all that stuff, like shawarmas, basically. There's this specific dish on the menu which is called chicken on the sticks, and sticks basically means fries. All right, so chicken on the sticks is basically the shawarma chicken on the sticks. So I'm like, yeah, this is my treat, because like I did something like really fucking unfulfilling. And I take that, and I go back to my desk at the university library, and I just start watching this TV show called Modern Family, the sitcom. And I watched like 2 episodes that were like 40 total of 40 minutes. And after I eat that, it's it's like my brain can't work anymore. Like it wasn't working previously because all this university stuff, but my brain wasn't working even more. I was walking kind of weirdly. I couldn't process things. Like I was having so many like, what are those thoughts called? Like just, those negative thoughts that always like pinch at your head. Like they're just like going and going and going, all the negativity. So that was going on. And this is where the essence of this video comes into play, where the foods that you eat determine the choices that you make. I went back home, I came back here, and I was just so freaking tired. So like I did my prayers and all that, and I was so tired. I just like lay down on my bed, and it was like 6:37 p.m. And I don't know, I was throughout my session, throughout my study session, and even after I was done, and even as I was walking back, basically all of yesterday, I was just thinking about this one girl who I think that who I know that I have a physical attraction to, but it's basically not possible. I don't want to say it out loud right now because it will seem inappropriate, but basically it's not possible. And I was just thinking about her, and I was listening to the song, and I was like crying like a little boy throughout like the 2 hours. And when I hit bed, that time, like it was a bit cold yesterday, so like my nipples were like kind of sharp, and they were like kind of hard. And like I whenever that happens, I just like feel very freaking horny. And like basically I was just like edging all of like last night. I'm like, fuck, like I want to ejaculate, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this, and then all that shit. And my gut, basically this chicken on the sticks, these chicken shawarma which is there on the fries, it is french fries, deep fried french fries, shawarma chicken, which I don't know how, if you have ever been to any of these places, and if you have ever seen that huge skewer that they put, bro, you should see when it's uncooked. And I've seen that so many times. It's basically like 150 to 200 chicken thighs, that are just like raw, and like they are just like all mushed up. Like it's just disgusting. Just like Google search it right now, and like you'll find out chicken shawarma uncooked, like on skewers or something. That's what the food is, like french fries and chicken, which I don't know what they put in that, and like garlic sauce, and like this hot sauce, which basically makes you shit volcanoes the next morning. All right, so that's the kind of food, and like it just messed up my entire gut. So when I was sleeping, I felt like shit. I felt like utter shit. And here's what happened. I woke up in the middle of the night to take a dump, in the middle of around like 3:30 a.m. And bro, I was so freaking horny. Like I was so horny. And just a quick backstory on the horniness. Today it's February 24th. The last time I wanked off was in another country, in my home country, and that time I had watched porn, and it was, I think it's exactly been a month, and I was so fucking, like, it's literally 30 days I haven't wanked off, minus the wet dreams that I've had, which are not in my control. But basically for 30 days I haven't like consciously made the decision to wank off. And like literally this morning, like 12 hours back, I woke up because of this like shitty feeling and then feeling to shit, and I felt like wanking off. And keep this in mind, like this is the first month in like years, in like 5 to 6 years, that I haven't like watched porn. Like I've been clean of porn for like an entire month, and like that's like a win for me. And I don't know if somebody's watching here who's like, oh damn, you're addicted to porn. I'm like, bro, I was I was a wanker. And this like just urge, and I'm like, fuck, I just want to like remove all of it, like all of this shit. And so I'm like, should I watch porn, should I just do this? And like all those thoughts that go into your head, that was coming. And like finally I'd like taken my phone to the bathroom, because I felt horny already. But like I was thinking that, oh, I'll just listen to music or something. So I was like, no, I don't want to watch porn. I was like, that also took a lot of like fighting, and I'm like, okay, let's not watch porn. And I literally I went on incognito, and I searched this female sex noises, like female sexual moans. I searched that in incognito, and like the first two links, I got like those sounds, and I was just like listening to that at like 3:30 in the morning, and like I was stroking myself. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? It's like obviously in the middle of the night when you wake up and like your gut is feeling like shit, you don't have much control. Like first of all, you're sleepy, your subconscious brain is working, and it's like I was like, oh yeah, okay, I wasn't watching porn, but like, bro, that was such like a monkey kind of behavior, like listening to like female sex noise and stroking, like thinking about some woman, some like porn star or something. And throughout that time, like I was so freaking horny, and like I was I was dumping out like volcanoes out of my ass at 3:30 in the morning. And I don't know, I hadn't wanked off in a month, I hadn't watched porn in a month, and I was just like listening to this, and all that fight was going on throughout this like period, like literally 12 hours back. It's like, no, I'm not a wanker, no, but I feel like doing it. Oh no, I'm not a wanker. Oh, you have already eaten shit, you already feel like shit, might as well go all in on the shitty feeling. And like this guy's like, no, don't wank off, you have like an event coming up, you need that testosterone to like feel confident. If you wank off, you know, you'll become a little bitch in a few days. And at the end of it, I just like put on some music. Like I was still shitting all this time, like 30 minutes I was like shitting. I just put on some music, and I'm like just listen to the music. So I didn't wank off then, but then I came out of the bathroom, and like it was cold because it's the middle of the night, and like my heater wasn't like very heating up, and basically my nipples became like cold and hard again, and I felt horny again. And then I went into my bed, and I was again edging, and again all that fight was going on. It's like, no, don't wank off, no, you have already eaten shit, or it's already just write the day off. Oh, you have already done like 30 days, so like it's good, it's better than before, so like you have earned this wank. What the fuck? Like you have earned this wank. Like you do good stuff for your life. Like this is what most people do. It's like they do good stuff in their life, and then they reward themselves with the bad stuff. It's like, bro, basically if you know what positive reinforcement is, it's like if you're doing something good, you praise that, and you just like reinforce that behavior, because like, oh, okay, your brain feels like, oh, this is good. But what most people do, they eat clean for like a week, and then they're like, oh, let's have a pizza because I've earned this. It's like you're basically doing good stuff, and then you're telling that, okay, the reward for this good stuff is bad. I was like, how the fuck does that make sense? And this is what I was going through last night, not 12 hours back. I was going through it 12 hours back. I was edging in bed after I came out of the bathroom, but yeah, at the end of the day, I didn't back off, and I slept, and I woke up in the morning, and I had another shit session where like I was I was dumping out volcanoes because the hot sauce is something. And I don't know, I was watching this video right now while I was eating, and I'll tell you in a bit what I was eating. But I was watching this educational video of Hamza, and he told that like what you eat determines the choices that you make. And I already had that in my mind for like the past like 6 months, and like before like December, my diet was utter shit. I was eating like Domino's pizza, chicken burgers, this chicken on the sticks and all that. I was just eating that shit every day. And whenever you make that shitty choices, especially for diet, it just translates into all the other choices that you make. For example, when I told you the story of Hamza, he was eating McDonald's, and usually he watches educational videos, but that time he was watching degenerate content on YouTube. And as soon as the meal was done, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't feel like watching this. And the story, that entire story that I told you today, like right now, it's I ate shit. I didn't feel like working on anything. Like I didn't even have the brain power to work on my university tasks. I came home, I was crying like a little bitch for some woman. I felt like wanking off. And like when I woke up this morning, I didn't like do any real work. Like the reason why diet is so important, because bro, this is your I have like a big brain right now. This is your first brain, but this is your second brain. Your gut is your second brain. Because throughout like the history of like mankind, and throughout the history of the animal kingdom, it's like your two main forces is to survive, which is like eating and like fending yourself off against other wild animals, and to thrive, which is like basically reproducing. I don't know why I did that. And like we are, as humans, we are also still animals. So your main one of the main things is your survival mechanism, which is to eat, and the second one is the thriving mechanism, which is to it is to reproduce. But since many men don't get that, especially like young men these days, and even older men who aren't very attractive, they don't get to channel that second survival mechanism, so they opt for pornography, TikTok girls, OnlyFans, and all that. So yeah, like what I'm trying to say is that this is our second brain, and the third brain, you can just say it's your dick, because some guys, they literally just think with their dicks. Like you might like imagine that one friend that you have who's like, oh, I felt like wanking off, I wanked off, done. Oh, this girl was hot, so like I went and like I made her my girlfriend. Like people usually are just thinking with their dicks. But just coming back, like being your gut being your second brain, it's like what you put into your second brain, it's freaking essential. It's like it's very fucking important. And most people, like the average man, they eat like this cardboard microwaved pizza, and like they eat like carbs, and they eat like muffins and like croissants and chocolates and all this fucking nonsense that they eat. Like how do you think their brain works? Why do you think they have shittier lives? It's because like they're not treating their second brain efficiently, and they're not even treating their first brain efficiently. They're probably watching porn, they're probably watching some like sidemen videos, some like entertainment videos instead of educational videos. It's like what you I have this paper over here that says inputs and outputs. That's all what life is. It's inputs and outputs. And like I can go into it deeper, but right now I don't have much time. But it's all about what you put into your body, into your brain. And right now the topic is about our gut. It's like what you put into it is exactly what you'll get out. It's like if you put shitty food into your second brain, yes, you're gonna feel like shit. Like that's oh wow, that's science, bro. Like if you put shit in, you'll get shit out. If you like watch porn, you'll wank off. If you eat like pizza, you'll feel like shit. You won't feel like working. And like all these foods in the modern day, especially fast food, I had this realization yesterday that this osmos, even though it's like chicken shawarma, it's basically fast food. All these fast food restaurants that are there, they are made to be fucking addictive. Like I remember 6 months back when I lost all my hair. Like you can see, I don't have any eyebrows. I'm going through a disease. When I lost all my hair, I was just like eating the shit every day, and I don't think that's the reason I lost my hair, but I was feeling like shit. Like I used to eat this chicken on the sticks every single day, and obviously I felt like shit. Is it rocket science that you can't do the work because you eat all this nonsense? No, it's not. If you eat better, you'll work better, you'll be able to do more. So what do you get from this video? So first is this realization that um, whatever you eat, that translates into your work, into your love, into your relationships, into like everything, into your like into your testosterone, into your masculinity. It translates into everything, because this shit is your second brain. And just on a side note, and a very important side note, this is also your brain, and you need to take care of this first too. Second takeaway from this video: what can you do if you just wanted, like, blindly trust my advice? Get on the carnivore diet. Carnivore diet is basically you eat meat and nothing else, like just meat, like chicken, beef, fish, salmon, like all that, just meat and eggs. So like I previously told you that I was just eating eggs without any bread or something. Like, bread is carbs. Carbs don't come under carnivore. So carnivore diet, basically, what would a tiger eat? What would a lion eat? Now, yeah, obviously, if you're like retarded or something, yeah, and a lion won't eat like chicken eggs or something. They would like literally just hunt and eat meat. But like, let's just like use our brain a bit. Cut out all the carbs, for just eat meat, and to cook the meat, like, just use butter or ghee or something, like just use some grass-fed animal fat. That's like the actionable advice. If you want to blindly trust me, just eat meat. So basically my diet right now: eggs, beef, chicken, halloumi, which is like a cheese. It has like, I checked the contents, it's like I think it has 1 gram of carbs, but I don't think, I think it has only proteins and fats. So halloumi, nuts like cashew, almonds, walnuts, macadamia nuts, all those mixed nuts basically. And as a source of carbs, I just eat fruits and milk if you wanna. Yeah, that's it. Beef, chicken, eggs, milk, cheese, and fruits. Fruits are like my carb source. Yeah, sometimes, right now I'm not very strict on my carnivore, so sometimes when I have tea, I put like a spoonful of sugar, which is like 10 grams of sugar. But yeah, that's literally all I eat. If there's like, I'll just be more brutally honest, I eat dates in the morning, but like I usually eat dates for like a more religious purpose. Like I'm Muslim, and people say that there's like barakah, which is like there's blessings in eating dates, because like our prophet used to do that. But basically, carnivore diet: cut out all carbs, like completely zero. Like, throw out all the shit that you have: the bread, the pasta, the rice, the tortilla, croissant, everything. No carbs, just meat, eggs. Yeah, that's it. If you want to go extreme, just meat and eggs. If you don't want to listen to me, search up this on YouTube. Why We Are Carnivores by Dr. Anthony Shafee. I hope I pronounced that right. Search up for the video. If I get time, I'll just like link it in the description too. Basically, he just tells you why even like nuts are basically poisonous. Everybody has their own viewpoint. Just eat healthy. If you want to eat healthy, just like cut out all carbs. Carbs are just fucking slow your brain. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I hope that video was a bit helpful. Like, if I could leave you with something, it's that nobody who eats McDonald's would be watching Andrew Huberman. If you don't know Andrew Huberman, just like type on YouTube. He's like a neuroscientist who posts like 2.5 hour long educational videos on science and like health and everything related to science. Somebody who eats McDonald's wouldn't watch Andrew Huberman, wouldn't watch educational videos. Because like, why? Because when you're eating shit, your brain is only able to handle a certain amount of information. And like, when you're eating like burgers and fries and Pepsi and like cola and all that, your brain literally doesn't have the capability to even comprehend like bigger things like education, bigger things like life. So it's like, just watch what you put in your second brain. Like, I was watching this video of Hamza, from which I got this video idea, which I already had in my head. Like, it wasn't a video idea, but it was already a concept that I developed. That whenever I was eating shit in the past 6 months, I felt like wanking off. I felt like not doing any work. I didn't feel like doing university tasks, nothing. So when I was watching this right now, I was doing my carnivore diet. I ate chicken, halloumi, I was having some nuts, and I ate 2 patties of beef burger, like literally pure beef. And I was just eating that, and I was listening to this and like walking around, and I felt like so fucking good. Like I literally went in the mirror and like I just like flexed, and I'm like, God damn, bro, like I feel like a demon, bro. And this is kind of cringe, but as I was washing my hands after my meal was done, I was literally like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like growling like a fucking wolf. Like, yeah, that sounds kind of like cringe, but like when you eat certain things, especially the carnivore, you feel like a carnivore. You feel like this hunter, like this lion, like this wolf, and like you, I don't know, like it's just something in your psychological ancestral brain that I can't really explain. Like you just feel like an animal, and like a hunting animal, like a predator. And it's like that growling when I was doing it just like made me feel like more of a man, more of like a hunter. And yeah, I know that sounds cringe, but like, I don't know, if you're gonna try the carnivore, you can probably see it for yourself, that the way how your mannerisms change. Like I was eating this beef burger, like literally unprocessed, and I was listening to something educational, and I was comprehending like every bit of it. And because I've eaten just beef and chicken and halloumi, which doesn't have like a lot of carbs, like I think it has zero carbs, it's like only fat and protein. That's why I am able to like fucking talk to you with like so much, I wouldn't say conviction. Conviction is wrong, but like I can like comprehend what I learned like an hour back, and I'm able to channel that to you. So that's just the wonder of like your second brain. So be very fucking mindful of what you put in here and what you put in here. This video is mainly about what you put in here, but man, I just hope that helped. Takeaway of the video: the food that you eat determines the choices that you make. You know that little, that meme, right? Like, you are what you eat. And it's like, oh, I am a pussy, so because like you eat pussy. Like, just think of it that way. Like, you literally are what you eat. When you eat like a carnivore, you feel like a carnivore, you feel like a lion, like a wolf. And I just hope that you get to feel that uh very soon, and like it just translates into your work and your business and like your entire life. So hope that helps. I have somewhere to be right now, so that's it for me. I'll link the video that I was referring to, um, of Dr. Anthony Shaffi, and if my videos are helpful, then I'll link my newsletter, which is the first link in the description. So subscribe to my newsletter; it's free. Well, I have to make my newsletter on the new platform, so I don't think you can subscribe yet. But whenever it's up, it'll be there. So I hope this video helped you out. I hope the story really resonated with you, and like I hope like you had something in your life that you resonate. Oh yeah, man, I ate pizza that day, and the next day I wanked off. It had been happening to me for the past like 2 years whenever I was eating this shit. So hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.